Every night the moon rises, we glance at it, take a picture, then forget it's there. But imagine, tonight it simply vanished. No explosion, no warning, just empty sky. Would anything really change? The answer reveals something extraordinary about the world we call home. Long before the first human, before the first animal, or even the dinosaurs, the moon was already here. For over 4 billion years, it has circled Earth, watching our planet change from a molten world into one filled with oceans, life, and eventually us. Because it has always been there, we rarely stop to wonder how extraordinary that truly is. Long before nations or borders, the moon belonged to everyone. Ancient Egyptians, Mesopotamians, Chinese astronomers, Greek philosophers, indigenous cultures, and scholars of the Islamic Golden Age all looked toward the same familiar sky. Different civilizations, different beliefs, yet one shared companion. For thousands of years, no matter where humanity lived, we all began by looking up at the same moon. The moon wasn't only admired, it became humanity's first clock. Its changing phases helped measure months, shape calendars, guide farming, and light journeys beneath the night sky. Sailors learned its rhythms. Astronomers asked their first great questions because of it. Long before observatories or satellites, the moon had already become our first classroom in the sky. The moon did more than guide our lives. It inspired our imagination. It appeared in myths, religions, poetry, art, and music. For thousands of years, people wondered what it truly was. Then, in 1969, Apollo 11 transformed that ancient curiosity into human footsteps. The moon didn't just light our nights, it inspired us to explore beyond them. Because the moon has always been there, we rarely stop to notice it. It rises, changes shape, then quietly returns, again and again. But the moon is more than a familiar light in the sky. Its influence reaches far beyond what we can see, and that's where our journey begins. Because tomorrow night, imagine you look up, and the moon is simply gone. Night falls, just as it always has. The first stars appear, and people across the world look toward the sky. They're waiting for something they've seen their entire lives. The moon. But tonight, it never rises. Minutes become hours. The stars remain. The sky remains. Only one thing is missing: the moon. At first, people search for ordinary explanations: clouds, a mistake, an eclipse. But telescopes around the world all see the same thing. Professional observatories confirm it. Space agencies compare every observation. No explanation, no hidden orbit, no debris trail. Earth's only natural satellite has simply vanished. Humanity is witnessing the greatest astronomical mystery in history. Fear spreads faster than answers. Scientists begin calculating. News channels broadcast nonstop. The internet fills with theories. Would the oceans surge? Would Earth's orbit change? No one knows. As dawn approaches, millions stay awake, waiting for the first sign that the world they know is about to end. Then, the sun rises, birds sing, traffic returns, the oceans still reach the shore, Earth keeps turning, life goes on, almost exactly as before. The greatest mystery in human history has unfolded overnight. Yet the planet appears, almost untouched. The moon's disappearance hasn't destroyed Earth, at least, not yet. Earth still looks familiar, but nature's greatest forces often work quietly. For billions of years, the moon has been shaping our planet without asking to be noticed. Now, its influence has disappeared, not with explosions or collapsing skies, but with changes too subtle to see. The first clues won't appear in the heavens. They'll appear where the land meets the sea, because the answer begins with the oceans. The moment humanity realized the moon was gone, most people reached the same conclusion. Without the moon, the tides would disappear. It seemed obvious: no moon, no rising seas. But nature rarely follows our first assumptions, because the moon was never the only force pulling on Earth's oceans. The first clue was another force that had always been there, all along. The moon has never worked alone. Every second, the sun's gravity also pulls on Earth's oceans. Although it's nearly 150 million kilometers away, its enormous mass still creates tides. For billions of years, the sun and moon have worked together, guiding the familiar rhythm of the sea. So when the moon disappeared, the oceans didn't stop moving. They simply began following a quieter rhythm. If the sun is so much larger, why doesn't it create the strongest tides? The answer is distance. The moon is Earth's closest celestial neighbor. Its proximity gives it a stronger tidal influence, more than twice that of the sun. Together, their gravity creates the changing tides we know today. The sun provides part of the pull, but for billions of years, the moon has led the dance. Without the moon, the tides wouldn't vanish. They would simply become much weaker, coastlines would change, estuaries would exchange less water, nutrients would mix more slowly. Marine ecosystems would gradually adapt to a different rhythm. Nothing would collapse overnight. Nature would do what it has always done. It would change, one generation at a time. Weaker tides were remarkable, but they weren't the moon's greatest gift. For billions of years, while we admired its beauty, the moon had been doing something far more important, quietly helping keep Earth stable. The oceans revealed only part of the story, because the moon wasn't just shaping the sea, it was helping shape the planet itself. From space, Earth seems perfectly steady, but our planet doesn't spin upright. It tilts by about 23.5 degrees. That small lean gives us spring, summer, autumn, and winter. For millions of years, life has evolved around this familiar rhythm, but Earth's tilt was never guaranteed, and without help, it could have been very different. Earth doesn't travel through space alone. The gravity of the sun and the other planets constantly tug at our world. Left on its own, Earth's tilt could vary much more over millions of years, but the moon changes that. Its gravity helps reduce those long-term changes, quietly helping keep Earth's tilt within a relatively stable range over millions of years. One silent companion, helping balance an entire planet. Without the moon, Earth wouldn't collapse overnight, but over millions of years, its tilt could change much more dramatically. Earth's climate patterns could become more unpredictable over millions of years. Climate patterns less predictable. Some regions would receive far more sunlight, others much less. Life would continue, but the world inherited by future generations could be very different from the one we know today. Stable seasons gave life something invaluable: time. Forests expanded, coral reefs flourished, species adapted, generation after generation. Much later, that same stability helped agriculture and civilizations take root. Sometimes, the greatest gift to life isn't dramatic change, it's the quiet balance that allows life to grow. Perhaps the moon's greatest contribution was never its light, or its beauty, or even the tides. For billions of years, it quietly helped keep Earth balanced, creating conditions where life could thrive. Some of the universe's most important forces are also the quietest, and the story of that remarkable partnership doesn't end with Earth. It continues in every living thing beneath the moon. Long before humans, before forests, or even the dinosaurs, the moon was already circling Earth as life slowly spread across the planet. Its light, its tides, and its steady rhythm became part of the environment itself. Over millions of years, countless species adapted, not to a changing moon, but to one that had always been there. Across Earth's oceans, life has learned to follow the moon's rhythm. Some corals synchronize their spawning with lunar cycles. California grunion arrive on beaches during the highest tides. Newly hatched sea turtles often use natural light from the horizon to help guide them toward the sea. The moon doesn't control life, but for millions of years, many species have quietly learned to live by its rhythm. When the sun sets, another world awakens. Moonlight changes how animals move, hunt, hide, and communicate. Owls search beneath brighter skies. Predators and prey adjust their behavior as the nights grow lighter or darker. The moon doesn't decide how nature behaves. It simply becomes another part of the world life has adapted to. Long before telescopes or spaceflight, the moon helped humanity measure time. Its phases shaped calendars, guided traditions, and inspired myths, art, poetry, and exploration. Then, in 1969, Apollo 11 transformed thousands of years of curiosity into human footsteps. Long before we reached the moon, it had already helped shape our history. The moon has influenced our oceans, our climate, life, and civilization, but none of that was guaranteed. Everything began with one extraordinary event. Billions of years ago, a collision so violent it forever changed Earth's future. To understand why the moon became our silent companion, we have to travel back to the birth of our world. 4.5 billion years ago, Earth was nothing like the world we know today. It was hot, molten, and still growing. Across the young solar system, countless protoplanets collided, slowly building the planets we see today. Among them, another world was following its own path, a path that would soon cross Earth's. Scientists think that among the many young worlds forming in the early solar system was a Mars-sized protoplanet, often called Theia. According to the leading giant impact model, Theia collided with the young Earth. The impact released unimaginable energy. Rock melted. Material from both worlds was blasted into space. It was one of the most violent events in Earth's history. But from that destruction, our planet inherited a very different future. The collision left Earth surrounded by a vast disk of molten rock and vapor. Over time, gravity pulled that debris together. Small fragments became larger ones. Larger bodies gathered even more material. Slowly, chaos gave way to order. From the remains of two worlds, something extraordinary began to take shape. From that orbiting debris, the moon was born. At first, it circled much closer to Earth than it does today. Over billions of years, it slowly drifted farther away, while Earth's rotation gradually slowed. Together, planet and moon settled into a remarkable gravitational partnership. What began in catastrophe became one of the most stable relationships in our solar system. Without that ancient collision, there may never have been a moon. No familiar tides, no quiet influence helping stabilize Earth's tilt, no constant companion watching over our world. One violent event helped shape the planet we call home. The universe has a remarkable way of turning chaos into creation. Sometimes, the beginning of something beautiful starts with a collision. We began with a simple question: what if? The moon disappeared overnight, but somewhere along the journey, that question changed. It stopped being about what Earth would lose and became a story about what Earth has always had. Sometimes, the greatest discoveries don't come from imagining another universe. They come from finally understanding our own. Earth didn't become home because of one miracle. It became home through billions of years of countless forces working together. The sun, the oceans, the atmosphere, life, and the moon quietly playing its part. No single piece created our world, but together they formed the remarkable balance we call home. Every planet tells a different story. Mercury, Venus, Mars, the giant worlds beyond. Each is shaped by its own history. Earth isn't perfect, but it is extraordinary. A world where countless natural processes came together to create oceans, stable seasons, and life. The more we explore the universe, the more remarkable our own planet becomes. This journey began with an impossible question, not because we expected it to happen, but because asking it helped us understand reality. Every great discovery begins the same way, with curiosity, with a question, with the courage to wonder. What if? Sometimes, imagination isn't the opposite of science. It's simply where science begins. Tonight, the moon will rise again, just as it has, for more than 4 billion years. Most people will never think twice about it, but perhaps, after this journey, you will. You'll see more than a bright light in the night sky. You'll see a silent companion that helped shape our oceans, steady our planet, and witness Earth's entire story. Because sometimes, the greatest wonders in the universe aren't the ones waiting to be discovered. They're the ones that have been with us all along.